ever I'm having an emotional moment about maybe what I lost, I just think it's not about me, it's about the kids.
The divorce is final.
It's final?
It's done.
That sucker's done, huh?
Yeah.
You okay?
I just got an email. It's weird, but yeah, I'm good. I haven't told Kody yet.
It's really awkward all of a sudden realizing that Meri hasn't showed or told Kody that the divorce is final.
It's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Friday, April 15th. It's Good Friday. I'm not a Christian, but if you are, I hope you're having a wonderful Good Friday, and I hope you have a wonderful Easter this weekend. It's tax day Monday, so I also hope all of you guys are getting your taxes done. I know I will be doing that probably tomorrow. Ugh. All right, and it's Friday, so it's a great Friday. It's TGIF, and I was thinking about how it's seasons between seasons of Sister Wives right now. And yesterday I did a video about Robyn Brown, and I was talking about how, he said that the show saved them from a life of polygamy. And the kids also are like living a more secular life. None of them live in the world of polygamy. Many are married monogamously, left the church. They've kind of left that world. But family of today, the three wives that remain, are still polygamists, if that makes sense. So we learned yesterday that Utah decides that they don't normally prosecute polygamy. They only prosecute other associated wrongdoings, not the actual act of living in a polygamous marriage. So I started thinking about how the reason why they're able to get around a lot of this is because they don't actually commit what's called bigamy. So Mr. Kody has only ever been legally married to one person at a time. And because of that, because the other relationships are considered spiritual in nature, he doesn't have legally bound contracts to more than one woman, and so therefore he's not actually committing bigamy. I know. It's a loophole. So they have a law for not having two legal marriages, but if you just have one legal marriages and 37 spiritual ones, it's fine. So I was thinking about how his first legal wife was Meri. And the last few months, I have been going back and watching the old seasons. Who else is doing that? I'm currently in Vegas. And during the Vegas move, and not long after the Vegas move, Meri decided that she was going to divorce Kody, and she was doing this because she knew that Kody could adopt Robyn's kids. And one of the things that Robyn would consistently bring up is that, her kids, because they have a biological father, if they don't want to live with the family and they don't accept everyone, they could technically leave the family at any time and decide not to live with Robyn.
It was just a week ago when we went to the courthouse with the entire family and actually had a judge rule on adopting Dayton and Brianna.
We kind of had to sit there and play the rules that the monogamous world has set before us,
There was also some questions about health insurance for the kids, and with the adoption, they didn't believe that Kody would be able to adopt the kids if he was not married to Robyn legally. So Meri decided to sacrifice her marriage so that Robyn could marry Kody so Kody could adopt the kids.
This was just my step, to get the divorce done, and then let you guys just, do what you want to, do what you needed, to move forward with the adoption.
So knowing the way that the show positioned the divorce, it was being done by Meri as a gift to Robyn so that Kody could adopt Robyn's children because Robyn was telling everyone that the kids could leave at any time. I'm starting to realize that Robyn is incredibly manipulative, and she does stuff like this a lot. And I feel like she also turns the waterworks on to get her way. But you guys, I know, I go back and forth with Robyn. Sometimes I like her and sometimes I don't like her. And lately I'm just like on a not team Robyn. So, because of how she treated Christine. But I just have to put that to aside because right now we have to talk about the divorce. I was looking back at the divorce records because I was like, well, certainly everything that's in the show is going to match the legal paperwork, right? And not to say that, you know, a legal document is a document. It cannot express the entirety of a situation, right? It doesn't have the emotions that have gone into that filing, right? And we don't know the whole backstory. But when I was looking at their filing, I noticed that they put that they were incompatible in marriage. They filed what was called a joint petition. So they were coming there together as a couple to divorce versus like one person petitioning and the other one being summoned. Like they came to this unity together and filed for divorce together. They stated specifically in this that they had no minor children and no adopted children, which I was like, okay, understood. They were going to adopt children, so I don't know if that was added there. They were incompatible with marriage. They were waiving rights to inheritances for the future. They said that they had no community property, no community debt. Didn't they buy a house together? They waived their rights to different aspects of the divorce, and they basically wanted it to go through as quickly as possible. Okay? Now, in order to get the divorce in the state of Nevada, they were new residents, but you also have to be able to verify your residency. Okay? So not only did Meri file an affidavit, but Robyn filed an affidavit. And I was like, wait a minute, this is so weird. Robyn was filing an affidavit on behalf of Meri, for a divorce. So Meri would divorce her husband, so Robyn could marry the husband that Meri was divorcing. Ugh.
I'm realizing now that while that divorce process was really hard leading up to it and going through it, I feel like I've dealt with it enough that I can see a bigger picture and have that desire to be more involved.
Oh my gosh. There's like things about this that just make me so uncomfortable. Now in Meri's affidavit, she was basically just saying like, listen, I live in Las Vegas. I have lived here since 2011 and I moved here. I own a house. Everything that's in the petition is true. My spouse and I are incompatible in marriage. And she says, our likes, dislikes, tastes, and personality are so divergent, we can no longer live together as husband and wife. No possibility of reconciliation of this marriage exists. Well, that's severe. On their joint petition, Meri said that they were just incompatible with marriage, but on her affidavit, she said that they were so incompatible because of our likes, dislikes, tastes, and personalities are so divergent. Our likes, dislikes, and tastes are so divergent. Interesting. That's so weird, right? Now, Kody didn't put in one of those. So Meri said that, but Kody didn't say that. But then Robyn actually filed an affidavit as a resident witness. This is the weirdest part to me about this divorce. And again, old tea, but I think this is weird. You're signing an affidavit as a resident witness for a divorce for your friends to divorce a husband that you're going to marry. Does anyone else find this kind of weird? Okay, I'm not by myself. So in Robyn's affidavit, she says that she is there to testify to the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth. She's over the age of 18, that she lives in Nevada and she's been there for 3.5 years. And she has been there for the foreseeable future. And she says, to my personal knowledge, Meri lives at this address and she has physically lived in the state since 2011. I see her on average several times a week. She is my neighbor and coworker. I know of my knowledge that Meri Carolyn Brown is a bona fide resident of Las Vegas. So when they were getting a divorce, Meri was her neighbor and her coworker. Does anyone else find this weird?
We're having to play by the rules of the world we live in,
Which are not our rules.
which are
and it's
not our
like,
rules.
You guys are sister wives and you're all like telling the court this is my neighbor and my coworker. And by the way, judge, I want to marry the guy that she's divorcing. Could you imagine if that would have made it into the affidavit? But I also think it's weird because why would Robyn insert herself into this situation? Like, don't you think she could have had anyone else sign this petition for a resident witness? Like, who else? Oh, Janelle or Christine could have signed it. I mean, why would you have Robyn sign it? Do you think that it was because Robyn and Meri were so close that she was like, you know, I would love for you to be a part of this divorce? Imagine, again, in the real world, not in polygamy, you're getting divorced and you call your friend because you're like, I need you to make sure that I have a witness that says that I live in the state, okay? And by the way, I'm doing this so you can marry my husband. Will you be a part of my divorce? I cannot. I would never. I would never. Who else, I just have to ask this question. Who else does not like to share? Like, when it comes to their spouses. I do not share. My husband is not we are not sharing my husband. My husband is not. He's not communal property. I'm not getting a sister wife. I would never bring in his mistress to be a part of our divorce. I'm not divorcing him, by the way. We've been together for over 13 years, married for 12, almost 12. No. But weird. Oh, I can't. And I don't know why I thought about this today, because I was, again, watching the older episodes and I was thinking about how Robyn is just so manipulative. And I just thought, like, what another manipulative thing she did. Maybe Meri asked her to do it, but still, why would you want to be on the divorce of the man you're about to marry? Because theoretically, anyone could look at their marriage license now and be like, well, they got married not long after that. That's weird. So Robyn was your coworker and your neighbor. That's still so weird to refer to them as your neighbor and your coworker, not even your friend. She's not even your friend? You said you loved her. She's your coworker? You've designated her to a coworker? Well, at least we know that you're on the show together. So Robyn inserted herself into the divorce. Kody didn't file anything. They said they were incompatible in marriage, but Meri made the point to say that their tastes were so incompatible. Their likes, their dislikes, their tastes were so incompatible and incongruent. There was no possibility of reconciliation. So if they knew this in 2014, why do we still have them pretending to be married in 2022 and pretending like she still loves him? Meri, you said in legal documents that you didn't like him. Your tastes were so bad. You'll never reconcile. Why can't you just go away now? I mean, not go away, but like leave him. I believed what you said then. Go. And stop putting this stuff on Instagram where y'all like, I love this man, or I'm never going to leave him. You left him in 2014 and you said, our likes, dislikes, tastes, and personalities are so divergent, we can no longer live together as husband and wife. Your personalities were so divergent 8 years ago. I don't think much has changed. So I hope in 2022, Meri could recognize that she is worth way more than this and that she should just move on because her neighbor and coworker helped her get a divorce. Who wants to hang out with your neighbor and coworker who helped you get a divorce and then married your husband? Not me. What are your thoughts about it? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.